Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the KUAT Piston Pro SR one bike rack, and we're going to see how it fits on the back of our 2024 Jeep Grand Wagoneer L. Now the Grand Wagoneer, especially the L, is an excellent family car because you've got a ton of seats, a ton of cargo space, but biking might not be a big family activity for you. It might just be something that you do solo. And in that case, a one bike rack like this is great, especially for a big, long car like this, because it's not going to take up nearly as much space and it still lets you get your bike to your destination. Let's check it out. Now this rack's going to be pretty simple and straightforward because it's fixed, it's got a straight shank, and it's going to sit pretty close to the vehicle. Now that straight shank on the Grand Wagoneer L is not going to be a big deal because it's already a pretty tall vehicle and we don't need the bike rack to get any extra ground clearance. That's just more distance that we would have to lift the bike up. So relative to other hitch-mounted racks, this is actually really reasonable as far as loading height goes. It also sits really close to the vehicle, so we're not going to add too much length to the back like I mentioned before, and it's going to make it a bit more stout, capable of carrying up to 100 pounds. So if you've got a heavier e-bike, this can work out really well for you. Now the other thing is the fact that it holds the bike by the tires. It's going to be a dual wheel mount design that's going to make no frame contact. So whether you've got a carbon frame, an alternative frame, or even just a bike with a nice paint job, you should be able to find a way to hold it that works for you. Now, because it sits closer to the vehicle, that also means you're going to have potential clearance issues with things like handlebars. This is an extra large frame mountain bike, so you've got some extra wide handlebars compared to something like a road bike or maybe even just some smaller mountain bikes. And you see here, we've got plenty of room between it and the glass. If you are worried about it, you could always put something like a pool noodle up here, but I think for the majority of bikes out there, you should be okay. Now, movement going down the road is gonna happen, but even shaking the bike around pretty aggressively, we're not coming into contact with the window. Again, just for your own comfort, you may choose to put a pad on there. But one of my favorite things about this rack is the loading and unloading, and that's where the pistons come in hand. You've got buttons at the bottom that you just press to release those arms. They can get stuck on your tire tread, especially if you've got a mountain bike like this, but once you've got one undone, it's a lot easier to hit the other button and just let it open itself up. You can pick your bike up and away. And the same goes for when you're ready to load it. These arms would be down, and you just walk up with your bike when you're ready, hit the button, and it's gonna open for you. For one, it's just super convenient because it makes it easier to hold your bike while you're doing that, but it's also just cool. So if you're looking for a rack that's gonna be easy to use and cool, this can definitely do that. With the bike unloaded though, you probably want to know an exact measurement of how far this actually sticks out from the bumper of your Grand Wagoneer L. And it's only going to be adding 15 inches. Now this rack, like I said, is fixed. It doesn't fold up for storage or anything like that, but the nice thing is, even just sitting like it is right now, it still sits closer than most racks do when they're folded up. So you're going to be saving a ton of space even if you choose to leave this in the hitch. And because it sits so low, you'll still have great access to your trunk and things whenever you've got the bike unloaded. Now, you've also got a built-in anti-rattle device as well as a lock. So this is going to be locked up in your hitch, safe and sound, and you're not going to have to worry about any shaking or movement back here, especially when you have that heavy bike loaded up. So overall, I think this is going to be an excellent bike rack if you're looking to just carry one with you to your destination. Like I said, you have a family car, you might have a family, but biking might just be a solo hobby for you. And if that's the case, I think a single bike rack makes a ton of sense, especially this one. Like I mentioned before, it's super stout, it's very well built. In fact, this exact one has been in the hitch of a coworker's car quite a bit, and it's even been rear-ended once before, and this thing barely has a scratch on it. So if you're looking for something that's well built and it's gonna last you for a long time and work well with the Grand Wagoneer L, I think the Piston Pro SR is an excellent choice. Again, my name's Aiden here with etrailer, and thanks for watching.